Ogunbowale, a must-add for your fantasy championship in Week 17. No, you're not reading that wrong. It just kind of shows you how crazy this season has been. What's going on, everybody? It's Eric, aka Doc, coming at you from the Triple Play YouTube channel, here for another short of telling you why Ogunbowale is a must-add for your fantasy championship. Now, I want to preface this by saying I hope James Robinson gets better quickly. That torn Achilles looked nasty, and he's a special talent. And that's really the reason why I'm making this video, is to talk about the replacement. So we're going to look at James Robinson's value and the volume he's had this season. So he's had 195 touches in 14 games, both rushing and receiving. Its averages out to about 14 a game, 164 rushes, 31 receptions, and 8 touchdowns. Now, just to put that in context, Trevor Lawrence has 9 touchdowns for the year. So he's been getting a good amount of volume, especially in the red zone. He has 8 games with 60+% snap count. Now, as I'm sure many of you that have been following the Jags this year, Urban Meyer had James Robinson in the doghouse. Trevor Lawrence had to lobby for him. And once Urban Meyer was gone, we've seen a little bit of uptick in his volume. Because if we look at 2020 before Urban got there were 10 games out of the 14 he played with a 60+% snap count. So overall, we look at 2020, 70% of the snaps, and 2021, 58%. So I think with Urban Meyer gone, that you can see closer to that 70% that we saw. But we're going to talk about the man himself, Ogunbowale. And in the game Sunday against the Jets, 17 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown, 2 catches for 15 yards through the air, 82% snap count, 15.2 fantasy points. Remember, James Robinson did start out the game before getting hurt. He was also on the Jags in 2020. He had 32 carries for 145 yards, 10 catches for 54 yards. And before that, he was with the Bucs in 2019 when they had Ronald Jones, when they had Peyton Barber, and he was that pass-catching back as well. So he has some NFL experience. Now, I say he's a must-add because you look at the Jags' other running backs, or the lack of, on the roster, and it's pretty alarming. Travis Etienne, IR before the season started. Carlos Hyde on the IR as well. Ryquell Armstead is on the roster as well, but he has 0 carries this season. If you remember, he actually had a severe case of COVID that he got last year, which caused him to miss the entire season. And Nathan Cottrell, who has 1 carry for 3 yards on the season, and that just happened to come last week against the Jets. So once again, really showing that Ogunbowale is the main running back that you want to own here. But we're going to look at the opponent, the Patriots. And the last 2 games they've faced the Colts, they allowed 27 points, 209 rushing yards, and 1 touchdown. Now, that was against Jonathan Taylor, who's arguably the best running back in the league. Then we're going to look at the Bills. They allowed 33 points against them, 114 rushing yards between Josh Allen, Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, and a touchdown on the ground. Now, the reason I didn't show the last 3 like I did for my Tyler Huntley video is the game before that, the Patriots were playing the Bills in the really bad weather conditions. So I'm kind of throwing that out there. But the last 2 games, the Patriots have looked very vulnerable through the ground. Now, just a few things to consider. The Jags are likely going to be playing from behind, and that's valuable for PPR formats where Ogunbowale will probably get a lot of checkdowns for Trevor Lawrence. As of recording this video on Monday, December 27th, the Jaguars didn't add another running back. And if you think there's little reason for them to do that with 2 games left, they might as well roll with the players that they have on the roster. And Ogunbowale is playing for a contract. Remember, he's a restricted free agent in 2022. He wants to showcase his talent, and the Jags can bring him back or show why another team should sign him. Now, at this point in the season, you're really going to go with the people that have volume, and that's what we've seen from the running back position is you want someone that's going to have guaranteed touches. Is he going to get another 80% snap count? I think that's very realistic. Whether he scores, that's another story, but as somebody that you can plug in your running back or your flex, especially with all these injuries, I think Ogunbowale is a must-add, the top waiver priority for your fantasy championships. If you're watching this video and you are in the finals, good luck. It's been a crazy season. Everybody, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the